He's an 80s icon known for his rock and roll classics like Missing You. British rocker John Waite is in town for a show at Capitol Theater in Clearwater tonight.
But first, he joins us right now, already making us laugh there. Good morning, John.
It's my sense of humor.
I know. Well, it's funny because we say 80s icon. Do you get tired of hearing that?
Well,
I mean, is it...
My first band, The Babies, was like, that was from the 70s.
Yeah.
And we broke up, we split up in 1980. So when people say the 80s, I go like, yeah, but what about the 70s, you know? But that really ages me.
It's a forgotten generation.
Yeah, I know, forgotten generation, right? The 70s.
Yeah.
That's even hipper than the 80s.
Well, and talk about kind of, now you're performing, of course, you have a little bit of your team here this morning, but what is it like performing, versus band, versus, by yourself? Do you have a preference?
The other night we were playing in Dallas. We were playing to like 10,000 people, and it was a big rock show, and it was really intense. And then we go back to this unplugged tour that we're doing called Wooden Heart. We have a new EP out called Wooden Heart. And I live in two worlds, 1 minute I'm sort of in this intimate setting playing to like 250 people, and the next minute it's like 10,000 people.
I know, so do you have it's got to be pretty vulnerable being up there just by yourself.
Yeah, no, but it's
intimate.
good about, that's why it's interesting, because it's so exposed, it's so intimate. The unplugged stuff really, really works. It's beautiful. But there's part of me, like in Dallas, I was thinking to myself, I'm never going to go back to the acoustic guitar again. This is so great. And the next night there I am with an acoustic guitar playing to 200 people. But it was, I live in both worlds and I like that. I do.
What about some of you're known for so many of your solo hits, and I'm sure the audiences just go crazy when you play that. What is that like for an artist? Do you feel like, oh yeah, we got to play this and this again, or is this something that you enjoy?
Well, the more time goes by, you have to play the hits that people come and know you for. But we try and break that up with the new stuff, and sometimes we'll do a cover of some other song just to keep things live, But I would hate to be in a band that just played the same 15, 20 songs every night. I couldn't do that, really. Well,
I know you brought up your new stuff. Let's talk about the new songs. What if people haven't gotten the album yet, what can people expect? What's the new sound like?
Well, there's always been an unplugged sort of aspect to everything I've done, as far back as The Babies. And Bad English actually got very close to it sometimes. But it's just 4 songs. It's an EP. And it's just very, very exposed. It's just me and a guitar and some bass and percussion. But it's so true, when you reach for those songs and you're singing against just one instrument, you sing differently, and it's really truthful. And the older you get, I think you look for that in the music and in the audience's reaction. You're trying to really speak to people. You're not trying to win a bet or anything. There's something about a band that's kind of like a boys' club, and it's kind of it's almost violent. You go out there in front of all those people and you're trying to get them at once. You really do, But the intimacy of the unplugged thing is really, it's great.
Well, and I wanted to get your thoughts too. I mean, you've been around, 70s, the 80s, now you have your music today. I mean, how has the music scene changed, do you think? I think with social media and you have these, competition shows, reality shows with music.
Oh, it's crazy.
How has that changed as an artist for you today, still putting out music?
Well, it all comes back to that acoustic guitar and the song, and there's probably somebody in the East Village in New York City right now coming up with a song that's going to change the world in 5 years. You cannot take that from the artist. The artist is always the most important person in the loop. And the media and everything around that can change, but you always go back to a great song and somebody who's believable.
And the lyrics.
The lyric. I mean, John Lennon, with Give Peace a Chance, he was trying to stop the Vietnam War. And in some ways, he gave the people a voice. So, as Plato once said,
I love it. I'm going to write this down.
Music can change politics, and it can change the world.
And so we're still in that era. I mean, don't you feel like there's still? I mean, again, how music does change. It's still so powerful. That's what I love about
well,
music.
as things change, they stay the same. I think there's this tremendous energy in music. It'll always be very commercial. And it's a big, big business, but at best, it's speaking to people. It's that you have a revelation to music. You understand things. You sort of interact with it. It's very spiritual, really, when it's great.
So I have to ask, what's on John's iPad these days? What are you listening to in your downtime?
Well, I listen to a lot of music. I check out all the current stuff. But I listen to classical a lot now. I never thought I'd get to that point, but I love classical. I like jazz. I like blues, a lot of blues. there's a lot of great modern music being made at the moment, and great singers and great songwriters.
I still feel like some of the modern music is still pulling back from back. You know, I'm a big country music fan, and my husband and I talk about how bluegrass, you know, still a lot of the same stuff is being just changed. Do you see that?
Well, I think people have become more aware of bluegrass. Larry Sparks is great. He's a great guitar player. Del McCoury and his family are still playing the Whites. Alison Krauss has been great in sort of drawing.
You partnered with her before, yeah.
Alison's a friend of mine. I love bluegrass. I prefer bluegrass over actual country.
Okay, I know that's where my husband and I are at now too. We love it, but we love to hear you perform, and we're going to go to break now because we're going to get you ready to give us a little preview of what we can expect tonight?
Absolutely.
All right, you ready? All right, you stay put there, and again, John Waite's going to be performing tonight, but stay put. We're going to get a little preview.